Uh, to anybody, and to anybody that knows me personally, or anybody in the chat that knows me in the chat, or in the that stream and a lot, that stream and shit, that I never ask for anything.
No, you don't.
I don't like asking. It's not fun.
Mhm.
Because I've had experiences back when I was at home where if I asked for anything, you know, years later they're like, "Well, I did this for you." It's like, "Nope, I don't want that."
Yeah, I
don't
know
want
how that
anymore.
is.
Nope.
Mhm.
So I'm avoiding that at all costs.
Yep.
Yeah, uppercut for Morale. Yeah, we completely understand he's not done yet. I mean, I've seen how he looks, and like he can't even open his mouth to breathe because he's not finished yet. You know, he doesn't even have that many face expressions. He doesn't have none. He's a mute basically. He doesn't have anything yet. I'm fully aware of that, but I just felt like it could have been presented better. You know, like with every character that we've seen so far, it's usually like a final build. Spinal, Fulgore, we saw like everything was completely the same. This is a bit new for me. You know, like I'm still hyped.
I think the one thing we might see change is Maximilian had a very viable complaint about it, which is that he's too small. And I think if there's one thing they can change, they can make the model a little bit bigger.
I just hope that Cinder isn't big. I don't want Cinder big.
Cinder?
I think they'll make him big. I really think he's going to be the same scale as Glacius.
Really?
I really do.
Man.
I mean, remember back KI1 and KI2 were both, Cinder and Glacius were both very similar in appearance. Very similar. Not identical by any means, but they were both very similar. And I feel like they kind of base each other off designs because they're opposites. Kind of like the Scorpion Sub-Zero kind of thing.
You're Fire and Ice,
Yeah. If he was that big, I mean, Cinder in the old KIs, like he was wasn't he more of a rushdown character?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so if he were to be able to, if he was that big to scale with Glacius, how would that fit
exactly
with his rushdown character?
I mean, that's a good point. That's definitely a good point. I don't know, but I think if he's not the same height as Glacius, what they'll do is they'll make him like do the Magneto hover kind of thing, or the Superman hover from Injustice.
That would be pretty damn cool.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good thought.
It would be pretty damn cool.
But and then his dashes will be very weird. Oof.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know what would be interesting if every single one of his dashes was an attack. Like he would literally turn into a fireball every time, every regular dash.
Man, dude, I can't like. So that's another conversation for like his attacks, dude. Like his Inferno and his Fireball and his kicks. Oh my god.
The backflip kick. If his backflip kick is anywhere near as good as it was before, he's the best character in the game.
I heard it was infinites that you could do with it or something like that back then.
Yeah, you can find YouTube videos of it just going over and over and over.
Yeah, that's why the KI1 build on the Xbox One has different builds.
Oh Jesus.
You can do the glitches. Yeah, you can do the different glitches. Like some characters had glitches and some didn't. Think like you can do like big ultras because the character model is in front of you, but the hitbox is, but he's in the air, so you're doing damage or you're hitting and stuff. It's pretty hilarious.
Dude,
That's
awesome. Like honestly, like I never fully understood how different this game is from the classic, especially like Jago with the wind kicks. Like literally, you block one wind kick, it's like 900 frames disadvantage. Like you float like for a good second.
Like it's safe, huh?
Dude, it's like don't even do wind kicks anymore. It's just like he's on the moon if you block it. It's like low gravity.
So if I can, there's actually one thing that I noticed about TJ Combo, and some people might agree, some people might disagree with this, but thinking about it, when you look at every character from the original KI and what they look like in this version of Killer Instinct, they all carry some amount of similarity. Like, you know, Jago still got the wind kick, he still got the fireball and the dragon punch. Orchid still got the the flick flack and all that good stuff.
Exactly, yeah.
So there's a lot of really hardcore similarities, but then you've got characters like Saberwolf that are very, very different from the original take on Saberwolf.
That's true.
He's very different.
No spin, no nothing.
Huh, that's true. You know, I never even thought about that. Is there anything that relates back to the old game with Saberwolf? Is there anything at all?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a feel to it in the sense that like when you do the run and then you cancel into like the ragged edge or the trip thing where he goes through.
Yeah.
It's not exactly the same as it was on the original KI. They were different moves, but he had something very similar to that where he would do a cancel based off of whether you hit light, medium, or heavy kick.
That's true. And he was a charge character back then too.
Yeah, charge character for sure.
Wow.
So the whole thing is that what I noticed the most out of the TJ combo video was he doesn't look that much different. I mean, take out the command throw, and he looks very, very similar to his original Killer Instinct style.
Yeah.
Like, and I didn't even realize it until I watched it on Maximilian's video, where you get to see their new take on him, and then some combo footage from the original KI and KI2.
You know, and there was one thing that we didn't see in the video that was actually uploaded in an image only, and that was his tiger knee. The return of his tiger knee.
Yep, that was cool.
Wow. Okay, so his tiger knee. Will it be anything like the old version? Because in Tiger Knee, when he did his tiger knees back in the old school games, he was in your face.
Yep.
And there was no punishing it. It was so freaking safe. Now in this one, it looks like he's further up on the ground. Like it's like literally in the face of the character, not like towards the chest area. And that makes me feel like the different strengths maybe for the tiger knees, I feel like they're gonna have different properties. Maybe not really launch characters, but I don't know. Something tells me it's gonna be a very long distance in the tiger knee. So I mean, what do you guys think of that?
The original one was a really long distance. Like, I mean, the heavy kick version of the original, I think it went what looks like half screen. So
half screen, damn.
Well, maybe not half screen. Maybe like
it was pretty far. But I mean, I think another thing we didn't talk about is what we think TJ's inputs are going to be. I think it's going to be back forward like Saberwolf, to be honest. That's what it was back in the old ones, I think, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I think so.
That can't be a general rule though, because Fulgor was a back forward character.
Okay. That's a good point. I didn't know that. I never used them in the old one.
Yeah, so before KI actually came out, to get hyped for it and everything, to get excited for it, I went back and I downloaded like a whole bunch of like arcade emulators and played KI1 and KI2 again, just to try to remember what the game was like. But Fulgor was a charge character. And so
That's
I don't know, like I expect that TJ Combo will for sure be a back forward character. I have no question. Yeah. Like he said before that on one of their streams that if they ever implemented TJ Combo, he was gonna be a back forward character.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much a given.
Yeah, and honestly, the only thing I can think at this point for his instinct to be, and I did talk about this in the very beginning, but I feel like his instinct at this point would either be stopping all kind of KV build during combos, or
which would be cool.
Yeah, or the ability to juggle with barely any KV meter building, because when you juggle opponents 2 hits, it's like a full bar, you know. Yeah. But I mean, yeah. But go on.
I'm sorry, Grims.
You asshole. I'm just kidding.
I think the same thing, man. I'm not sure if I think that's his instinct or if that's his combo trait.
Okay.
Because like there seemed to be an awful lot of juggling, like a command throw that immediately puts them into the into a ground bat state. You know what I mean? Like it seems like they're encouraging super juggle combo states. Like, so I don't know if that's going to be his trait or if that's going to be his instinct, but I think he does have that capability in some way or another to affect the KV meter. I think that'll definitely be something that'll add to his rushdown capability, I think.
The only reason why I say that is because going by the trailer by itself, you see that he activates it and immediately he goes for a ground bounce move.
Yeah,
like right afterwards. And it's just like, that is like the biggest clue, you know, because you have Spinal activating Instinct right after that in that trailer, he teleports. Fulgor, right after he activates Instinct, just goes in with shadows and just extremely fast with the dashes. It's like, well, I think it might have not showed the dashes, but and it shows the beam right afterwards. So I'm just like thinking, okay, maybe it's like a pattern thing going on here. Maybe they're trying to tell us that, you know what, Combo is going to have, you know, unbelievable potential juggling opponents in the air like nuts, you know, and
I think that'll definitely be his thing. I honestly do. And it kind of fits the boxer MMA style kind of fighter in a lot of other fighting games. Because think of Dudley and Balrog. They both have really hardcore juggle capabilities, like Balrog in ways you wouldn't even expect.
Yeah.
So I think it kind of fits. I've heard a lot of complaints. So there's a few more things to talk about too. Like I've heard a lot of things about him being converted into an MMA fighter instead of a boxer.
Yeah.
Getting upset about that. So I did want to mention something that my wife and I were talking about this on the phone earlier, and that's that I think that fits. You know, he's coming back for redemption and everything. He's kind of like starting over from scratch. So maybe he's taking his boxing skills into MMA. I don't understand why that's a problem.
Yeah, and I mean it's already been confirmed because in the images it's him. It shows him doing like a back kick or a back roundhouse kick in one of the images. So, I mean, it's why not? You know, like they're trying their best to have the character stay true to the old classic with a twist. You know, every character has that. And honestly, I personally never heard any complaints like for instance, like for example, oh man, I wish Diego was like his old self. It's like what kind of old self? Like Wind Cake Ultra unsafe. Fireball takes like ages to travel across the screen. You know, like
I personally love TJ the way he is. I mean, yeah, of course he's not finished yet. Me coming from a QA perspective, I used to work QA, so I know obviously he's there and he's there for the show right now because they push out a build so they can show you for E3. So that's like
think about how much KI changed between when it was announced at E3 before it was released.
Yeah.
Like the combos that we saw were different. The speed that the game moved at was different. Glacius had a backdash at the beginning.
Yeah.
You know. So
I remember that.
All you gotta do is not take it for what it is, and it's supposed to be for hype. Don't jump on it and complain about every little thing you see. Oh my god, he never did this before.
Yep.
Oh my goodness, why is he this? Oh my god, you know, like, come on, man. Like there is always gonna be that somebody, of course. This is true. But we need more positivity than negativity. That's the biggest thing. We gotta overlap that. It was hype. It was cool as hell, and we gotta think of it as that way. Stop jumping to conclusions.
Oh man,
it's just too much assumption. Like too much assuming. Like too much. I don't know. I agree entirely with what you said, Gutter. Absolutely.
Merida Kid says KI community is the best community. Do you agree?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. Why?
Ladies first. With the longest hair.
Well, Grims has longer hair than I do, so.
Yes.
I'm gonna remove both of you off my Skype after this. Just letting you know. I'm getting a haircut, by the way, so say goodbye to all that long. Yeah.
No, you're lying.
What?
we want pictures or get the hell out.
No. Before MLG, I'm gonna chop it off.
No, you can't chop it off.
No. Well, not all of it. I'm still gonna have long hair, but yeah, I agree. Like, I've been involved with Street Fighter for, oh man, how many years? Like 5+ years.
Wow.
Competitive, casual. Like it went from casual to extremely competitive, and then back to casual again, and that's when I stopped. So I've seen everything. I've witnessed everything. I've actually learned what collusion meant, like in that community. Now I don't want to go too far deep, but you know, like every community has their gripes, has their dark stories, whatever. Whether it's with players, tournament organizers, or just bad organization, whatever. I've seen everything, and
I agree.
And when I've jumped into KI, I automatically assume that hey, it's gonna be a new game. There's gonna be like just nobody being active for like the first month, and then things are going to start happening. People are going to be posting up, forums and this and that. And they're going to start asking the very few questions. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, it's only a matter of time before the first drama bomb starts. I just got to see when, and it actually never really happened. And when it did, it was very, very just tiny. It was very small. It was just between two players trying to get good at the game and try to, overcome each other, and ultimately they gave respect to each other. I'm just like, wait, that actually happened by itself? That is amazing. And I just saw, I was just watching everything, right? I was just viewing everybody, and people think people honestly do not think that I'm like everywhere. My eyes are everywhere, my ears are everywhere, I listen to everything, and basically I saw like just a lot of cooperation between everybody, and I think it's been like what, month number 5 and month number 6, correct me if I'm wrong, of this game so far.
6,
and so far, other than the fact that everybody can relate to the frustration of rage quitters, it's been an awesome run. Everyone
Yeah,
has been
absolutely.
just enjoying, like the online, even though it has, some problems and tournaments and just you don't really